with open source intelligence analyst Ryan Macbeth, and also with us is a former member of the Secret Service and national security analyst Barry Donadio. Barry, people in Iran are tired of the current regime. They'll continue to fight back despite a reported death toll of many thousand. Do you think it's a matter of time before they force a new government into place?
Thanks for having me on. And yes, I do. I think the people have been tired of being oppressed. This is literally unfinished business from 1979 that we should have taken care of back then. But, you know, former administrations neglected to assist protesters back in 2019 and other times where we may have been able to offer assistance and topple that regime. But I have been saying this for a long time now on live TV. It's time. They have to go. We need to get the exiled prince of Iran, the Shah there. We need to get him right back into power, and we need to get liberty and justice for the people of Iran. It's just time at this point.
Can I just follow up and ask, do you believe that Israel agrees with the position you've just taken?
I think 100%, yes. Whether they do publicly or not, they 100% back the United States, because it's always Iran calling for the destruction of Israel. So Israel is the benefactor of anything that we do in Iran.
Yeah, Ryan, bringing you in on this, we have a lot of kind of foreign policy topics to get to. Just staying on Iran very briefly here, I want to ask, because what do you make of the protest movement with the crackdown so heavy on these protesters, the casualty figures fluctuating? At last check, Iranian sources telling Reuters upwards of 5,000 people have died. I was reading the Islamic Republic killing more protesters in 2 weeks than died in all 13 months of the 1979 revolution. You have the Ayatollah saying on Twitter, "We find the U.S. president guilty due to the casualties, damages, and slander he inflicted upon the Iranian nation." I mean, isn't that just par for the course, though, for the mullahs there in Iran, blaming the U.S., blaming Israel for what is organic, these domestic crises that have come under their watch in Tehran?
So it's part of their playbook. Believe it or not, in Iran, there is a factory that manufactures Israeli and American flags specifically for burning, right? So that's the kind of regime that we're dealing with here. We're dealing with a regime that has a special factory to manufacture flags so that people can burn them during protests.
Amazing.
So America and Israel are always going to be the boogeymen to Iran. It's very easy to point to us and say, oh, they're the bad guys over here. Pay no attention to how we govern our nation. And we've had absolutely nothing to do with Iran's water crisis. We've had nothing to do with the IRGC creating companies that make it very hard for individual Iranians to start businesses and compete. I mean, the IRGC is an organization that owns everything from soda bottling to construction companies. So it's just something the regime does every once in a while to emphasize that they're not the problem.
There's even reports that the government is preventing doctors in Iran from administering blood transfusions to save the lives of the injured. But we have to go on to Greenland now. So much to cover. Barry, President Trump is pulling out all the stops to acquire Greenland. He's ready to place 10% tariffs on Denmark, Germany, the UK, France, and other European countries starting February 1. Then it'll go up to 25% by June. What do you make of all this?
What a very complex situation as this has become. If I were in front of the president, I would be advising him not to proceed forward with going against our allies on the Greenland matter. There are other alternatives that we can use under the 1951 treaty that is literally going to allow the United States to do as it please. However, it does lack a compensation, and I think that's where the president is correct. And the president is also correct in saying that Greenland is not defended the way it is supposed to be against not only China, but Russia. So he got his own way in a sense to where we see the allies now bringing troops there. I'm hoping this is all a ploy to get troops over there from NATO, to get them to accept responsibility for defending Greenland. We don't need to own it. And other commentators have been saying, and they beat me to the punch before I was able to get on your show, but there's a way that maybe we can have some sovereignty over some of our bases or even part of Greenland. We don't need the whole thing. They can have it.
Okay, so Ryan, not everyone is on board with this plan. There was a massive anti-U.S. protest in Copenhagen, in Denmark, just this time yesterday, and people there don't really understand what's going on. Some leaders there in Greenland, Denmark, are apoplectic that this is even on the table here, saying this isn't how you treat your friends. The president kind of focusing more on the financial route to acquire Greenland financially here. Do you think this is going to go anywhere anytime soon? Why is the president so fixated on this? Like Barry said, can't we just make our base there in Greenland more muscular? Can't we send more U.S. troops there? Why do we have to acquire it whole cloth here?
Well, one of the reasons that it's very essential for the Golden Dome program. The other reason is that Greenland tried to make a deal with China for investments on an airport, and it's part of China's playbook that they grab these investments when a country can't pay them back. So we need security guarantees that Greenland wouldn't be taking loans from China.
And Barry, isn't Greenland also a valuable source of rare earth minerals?
It can be,
Absolutely.
absolutely. I mean, there's a lot under that ice that hasn't been exploited.
Right.
All
Well,
right.
Barry Donadio and Ryan McBeth, a lot more to cover. We'll have to have you back, but thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, coming up, did